Money was pouring out of Chinaza's mouth. Dollars, clean notes. She fell to the ground screaming and crying. Help me! Please help me! People gathered around her in fear. Nobody understood what was happening. A few months earlier, Chinaza was a happy young lady with dreams and bright future. So, how did she end up lying on the ground, vomiting money? Sit down and listen carefully because this story carries a lesson many people will never forget. In a small town, there lived a beautiful girl named Chinaza. Chinaza was smart, intelligent, respectful, and hardworking. She came from a poor family, but she never allowed poverty to stop her dreams. From primary school, she had a close friend named Daniel. Daniel and Chinaza were always together. They studied together. They walked to school together. They helped each other with assignments. Whenever Chinaza had a problem, Daniel was always there. As they grew older, their friendship became even stronger. When they entered secondary school, Daniel continued supporting her. If Chinaza lacked school materials, Daniel would help. If she was sad, Daniel would encourage her. Everyone in school believed they would one day become husband and wife. But life does not always go the way people expect. Years later, they both gained admission into the university. Daniel continued to care for Chinaza. He respected her. He protected her. And deep inside his heart, he loved her. But Daniel was not rich. He came from a simple family. He believed in hard work and patience. Meanwhile, Chinaza had started dreaming about a different kind of life. She wanted expensive clothes. She wanted luxury cars. She wanted big houses. She wanted to become rich very quickly. One afternoon, while walking through campus, Chinaza saw a shining black car near a restaurant. A handsome young man stepped out. He was wearing expensive clothes. Gold chains hung around his neck. Students immediately gathered around him. His name was Kinsley. Kinsley spent money carelessly. Everywhere he went, people followed him. He bought drinks for everyone. He paid bills without looking at the amount. To Chinaza, he looked like a dream. What a life, she whispered. Unfortunately, she did not know where the money came from. Weeks later, Kinsley noticed Chinaza. He began buying gifts for her. Expensive phones, designer bags, jewelry, money. He started giving him everything that Chinaza dreamed of. At first, Chinaza refused, but Kinsley was patient. Slowly, she began accepting, little by little. Soon, they started dating. When Daniel heard the news, his heart broke. He still cared about her. One evening, he sat beside Chinaza. "Please be careful," he said. "Something about Kinsley worries me." But Chinaza frowned her face. "You are jealous," Chinaza said. Daniel shook his head. "No, I just want you to be safe." Because he is already sensing something ahead. But Chinaza refused to listen. The more Daniel warned her, the more she pushed him away. Eventually, they stopped talking. Months passed. Kinsley continued showering Chinaza with gifts, expensive clothes, money bouquet, mention jewelries, a lot of gifts. She moved into a better apartment. She stopped worrying about money. Her friends envied her. Chinaza started living luxury life. People began saying she was lucky. But strange things started happening. Sometimes, Kinsley would disappear for days. Sometimes, he received mysterious phone calls late at night. Sometimes, strange men visited him. Whenever Chinaza asked questions, Kinsley changed the topic. One day, Chinaza accidentally overheard a conversation. Two men were discussing Kinsley. "He has found the perfect girl," one of them said. "Everything is almost ready." The other man laughed. "She doesn't suspect anything." Chinaza felt uncomfortable where she was, but she convinced herself she was imagining things. Without knowing that Kinsley is planning to use her for a ritual. One evening, Kinsley arrived with a serious expression. "I need your help," he said. Chinaza smiled. Of course. Kinsley handed her a small package. "Keep this safe for me," he said. But Chinaza asked him, "What is inside?" Then Daniel refused to say what is inside. He said, "Nothing important." For some reason, Chinaza felt nervous, but she accepted it. That night, she could not sleep. Something felt wrong, very wrong to her. Then, days later, strange things began happening to her. She started having terrible nightmares. She would wake up sweating. She saw frightening faces in her dreams. She heard whispers calling her name. Her health slowly became worse. She stopped eating properly. She started falling sick, and she became weak. But Kinsley kept telling her everything was fine. One afternoon, Daniel saw her. He was shocked. "Chinaza, what happened to you?" Daniel asked her. She looked tired and sick. Daniel begged her to leave Kinsley, but again she refused because of the money and rosary lifestyle she was enjoying. She said, "You don't understand." Daniel sighed. "One day you will." A few weeks later, Chinaza's condition became terrible. She suddenly collapsed while walking in the market. People rushed to help her. Then something unbelievable happened. She opened her mouth wide, and dollar began falling out. Chinaza began vomiting money. She was vomiting dollars, bundles of dollars, more notes. People screamed. Some ran away. Others washed in chalk. Chinaza cried in pain. She could not stop it. The money kept coming out. News spread quickly across the town. Everyone was talking about Chinaza. When Kinsley heard what happened, he disappeared. His phone stopped working. Nobody could find him. Nobody could reach him. That was when Chinaza finally understood. She had been used by a Yahoo boy. The gifts, the money, the luxury lifestyle, everything had a hidden price. Daniel rushed to the hospital to see Chinaza. Even after everything, he had not stopped caring. Tears filled Chinaza's eyes when she saw him. "I am sorry," she whispered. Daniel held her hand. "You make mistakes, but mistakes can teach us lessons." For the first time in many years, Chinaza cried honestly. Not because she lost money, not because she lost luxury lifestyle, but because she realized she had ignored the people who truly loved her. Months later, Chinaza slowly recovered. Life became difficult again, but she decided to start over. She returned to honest living. She worked hard. She stayed away from people who promised quick riches. And little by little, she rebuilt her life. As for Kinsley, nobody knew where he went. Some said he was arrested. Others said he ran away. But one thing was certain. His fast money did not last forever. Not every rich person is a bad person. But when money comes from dishonest and dangerous activities, the consequences can be painful. Fast money may look attractive, but honesty, patience, and hard work bring peace that money cannot bring. And remember, the people who truly care about you are often worth more than all the money in the world. Thank you for watching my story to the end. Please do it to like, subscribe, share, and comment on my video. See you in my next video. Bye.